Is this true about Rhea Ripley? Well, in this video, I want to discuss this topic because it actually has a lot of discussion, has a lot of debate, a lot of speculation as to whether or not it is true. We all know that Rhea Ripley has been a top star for WWE for the last few years. In fact, if you go back to her NXT UK days, she has been consistently pushed as a top star. Her going to NXT, she had a rise within the fan base and really built up a loyal fan base to the point where when she got to the main roster and Vince McMahon didn't do much with her, it was like, what are we missing? It wasn't until her alignment with the Judgment Day and really Triple H taking over main roster creative in the summer of 2022 that her career took off. Now, obviously, we know that her breakout year was in 2023, winning the Women's Royal Rumble match, defeating Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania 39, holding said championship, and now has been in a pretty epic feud with Liv Morgan over the Women's World Championship, including the likes of Dominic Mysterio as well as Raquel Rodriguez. A feud in which was supposed to be a one-off has turned into a multi-month feud. In fact, as we head into 2025, they will be finishing up that feud. What is so great about Rhea Ripley is she has been able to demonstrate both as a babyface, as a heel, that she can go and that she can carry the load, that she can be a top star for the company. What fans do not get about Rhea Ripley is whether or not she's a heel or a babyface, she resonates with the fan base. They see her as their own and they want to see her succeed. And she is so good at playing both parts that it is easily one of the best talents that WWE has, not only in the women's division, but as well as the entire company over the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years. She's that good. And that leads us to today's video, because the topic of the tribal chief, a reference to Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, well, it actually extends to Rhea Ripley, because while speaking with Muscle Man Malcolm, WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley was asked to name his tribal chief. And instead of naming Roman Reigns or Solo Sikoa or even a Cody Rhodes, he put the spotlight on Rhea Ripley. He said, I'm a mommy's boy. All right? So when it comes to factions, I want the old Judgment Day back. All right, Carlito, it's not on you, but that's not my Judgment Day. The real tribal leader in WWE always has been, always will be, and still is mommy. And when asked, it's not Roman, it's not Solo, he said no. Now, keep in mind that Mick Foley is a huge advocate for women's wrestling. He has pushed for China to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame for years. And so when he speaks highly of Rhea Ripley, he sees her as a true tribal chief, a true leader of WWE. It's hard to disagree, and I'll tell you why. If you look at what she's been able to do across all three brands, not only in NXT UK, NXT, but as well as on the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, she has been consistently someone that has been doubted and then rises to the occasion to the main event scene. She did that in NXT UK. She did that in NXT, and when she was on the main roster, she had to go through it for a third time. So she can resonate with the people who are first breaking into the business. She can resonate with the middle of the card, the ones that are struggling to get television time and to get recognized. She can get through to those who have a loyal fan base, but they just can't seem to break through. And then she can also resonate and relate to top tier talent. She is all that. From a wrestler standpoint, she can go in the ring and have a great match with anyone on the main roster. She can cut a promo with some of the best in the entire business. And her character work has really come a long way. Like, you look at 2023, and as I highlighted at the top of this video, it's like, okay, she won the Women's Royal Rumble. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship. She was aligned with the Judgment Day. That was good. And she found her ability to be a top star, to work as a top star, to cut promos like a top star. But I would make the argument that it wasn't until 2024, maybe late 2023, right? Let's just say the last year or so, that she found her character. Like, she found an ability to tell a story within the framework of the character, let alone a feud or a storyline or a program, right? And there's a difference. There's a difference between just being in a program and there's a neutral reason as to why 2 people or 3 people or how many people are involved in the storyline or having conflict over that neutral thing. And then it's another thing for people to just be like, I just want to see the star on television. And that's where Rhea Ripley is at right now. They just want to see her on television. They want to see her do promos, and they want to see her cut backstage vignettes and wrestle and do interviews. And what is she posting on social media? Like, they're invested in the character, and therefore they are invested in the human being. And that, I think, is a crucial thing to not only discuss with Rhea Ripley's rise in 2024, because I think she's actually taken it to another level, because she was able to show a different side of herself, right? As a babyface, I think you have to be more open and honest with the fan base more than a heel. Like, a heel can lie and do manipulative things. A babyface, regardless of wins and losses, regardless of being pushed or not, regardless of coming out on top, they always have to be honest. They always have to be truthful. They have to be vulnerable. They have to show their weaknesses, right, as much as their strengths. And so I would say that has been a large part of Rhea Ripley's success in 2024. I think it's also one of the reasons why her feud with Liv Morgan has resonated with the fan base as much as it has. And I'm very, very curious as we go into the new year. Obviously, she's going to win the Women's World Championship eventually. But where do they go with her as the champion, right? Obviously, she's going to be a babyface champion. That's what we wanted. That's what we've always wanted, because you go back to earlier this year, and she really turns babyface in the feud with Nia Jax at Elimination Chamber, in my opinion. She goes over one of WWE's biggest stars, Becky Lynch, at WrestleMania. She gets injured in the backstage segment with Liv Morgan, and we did not get to see her championship reign in properly. And instead of her getting pinned or submitted or just, a typical normal wrestling angle to get the title off of her, it was, I'm injured. I have to vacate this championship. There's no payoff, right? So the fan base, they feel screwed out of the championship title hunt. And it's not like she can go and immediately redeem herself, immediately go out for the championship and fight for it and potentially win it back. It's like, no, she's going to be injured and she's going to be out for a long period of time. And that's exactly what's happened. I mean, she returned in July? It's December, and she still hasn't won the championship back. She's still fighting and hunting Liv Morgan, hunting down the opportunity to actually raise the championship high up in the air, and hearing the words "and new champion," right? That's what she's hunting. That's what she's looking for. That's what she's seeking. And so I think if you look at it like that, it's like, okay, we have to go with Rhea Ripley into 2025 and to really see where she can go, right? That's the big deal. Where does she go as champion? I'm very curious to see what WWE has in store for her and Rhea Ripley fans.